What's the onshore bond in question right now, and what kind of credit protection did it give creditors?
Yeah, that's right. So this result that Country Garden managed to avoid a default onshore was really hard fought by both the company and the regulator in China. So there are 2 yuan bonds that Country Garden faced interest payment, but more importantly, they also have an early redemption option for the investors. So since last week, the Shenzhen exchange has been talking to holders of one of the notes, which has a CDS, a credit default swap, plus an early redemption option, trying to convince them not to ask for early repayment of the bond. And so this week we learned that none of the investors proceeded with that early redemption requirement, which helped the company to essentially manage to avoid an onshore default.
How significant would it be for Country Garden to avoid a default?
Yeah, I think importantly we have to distinguish, for these developers what happens with their onshore debt versus their offshore debt. So Country Garden has already defaulted on the offshore dollar bond in October, and since then it has been, trying to avoid such a scenario happen onshore, because the result or the consequences of that happening would be catastrophic to its buyer confidence onshore and also to the wider property market. So I think that result is widely expected, because we have seen in the past that Chinese developers have been prioritizing onshore investors over foreign investors. This is yet another example of how foreign investors are left with a prolonged multi-year process of restructuring, while the onshore investors manage to dodge that such default scenario and manage to avoid bearing huge losses.